So there's a few different things I'd like to have on your radar. One would be the Short Act. What that basically is a bill that will gut the NFA. It's specifically going to attack SBRs, SBSs, and AOWs.
In breaking news from Capitol Hill, Senator Roger Marshall has just introduced the Short Act, or Stop Harassing Owners of Rifles Today.
It wants to take off all the short-barreled regulations off the NFA because they don't make sense. And the line between what is a rifle, a pistol, and a short-barrel rifle is so blurred, they're practically interwoven. It's not like back in the day when, okay, your grandpa's Winchester 94, that's a rifle. Is 1783, okay, that's a pistol. Like, that was easy to tell. It's not like that anymore. Everything has different barrel lengths. You got your Thompson centers, that's all over the place. And speaking of which, Thompson Center actually went to the Supreme Court at one time and won. So why even have SBRs on the NFA? Anyway, this bill is likely a big nothing burger, but that's not the point. The point is it's moving in the right direction, and you need to call people and support it. Remember, there are representatives. They're supposed to represent our interests, so let's show them some interest for the Short Act. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, so in Texas, it went to federal court because you had to be 21 to carry a firearm. That went to federal court. The federal court ruled that, hey, no, that's incorrect. You can be 18, 19, or 20 and also carry a firearm. Whenever you're legally an adult, that's when you can carry a firearm. Well, the Attorney General in Texas appealed that and took it to the circuit court. Now, the guy from this guy right here, he made a really good case.
Well, that means that law was deemed unconstitutional and unenforceable because of the Second Amendment. However, it turns out that the state of Texas, specifically the Attorney General of the state of Texas, has just taken an appeal challenging that decision that was pro-Second Amendment. Does this mean that the Texas Attorney General is anti-Second Amendment, or is something else going on here?
On why exactly he thinks that was a tactical move to try to get this to go up to the court systems, because the next stop obviously will be the circuit court, and then after that would be Supreme Court. And that's so it will spread across the country. Is he right? Was that a tactical maneuver? I don't know. But either which way, I think that he's right about no matter what happens in the circuit court, the appeals court, it's going to be a win. And no matter what happens after that, it's also going to be a win. I think that we will finally, for the first time since I don't even know, it's been a really long time, we will actually have a set date at when you're an adult. And I'm totally on board with this. I think it's ridiculous that, okay, so here's the line of the adult, which currently in the country is 18, unless you're a kid that's 14 years old and you commit some sort of crime. Unless you want to get a firearm, alcohol, cigarettes, something like that, well, now you're an adult at 21. I think that's absurd. The line should be crystal clear. At this exact point, you are now an adult. Now, I know that sucks, like say a 14-year-old murders a bunch of people. I know there's a lot of people that would like to try him as an adult. You know what? That's like one case in how many? The point is, I know it's frustrating, but you need to have a clear line. At this exact point is when you're an adult. At this exact point is when you can enter in a pornographic film. I think it's ridiculous that at 18 years old, this little 18... But yet when she wants to go carry a firearm to defend herself, she can't because she's not 21. How is it okay for her to star in that film, but you can't carry a firearm to defend herself? That makes no sense. So there needs to be a date. I'm fine with 18. If they want to go 16, I think that's a little bit young. That's my opinion. I'm not saying it's the right opinion, but that's my opinion. I'm totally fine with 18. And at 18, that's when you can get into porn, get married, join the military, get beer, get smokes, be tried as an adult. Oh, sign into contracts, have any guns, any NFA items. Like that again, back to the porn reference. How is she able to do that, but she can't own a machine gun? What? This is... They're saying this is a more adult decision than this? That's insane. I think that's crazy. Again, I'm a strong believer that at this exact point right here, regardless of circumstances, regardless of political bias, at this exact point is when you're an adult. So hopefully this case will make it up to the circuit court, make it to the Supreme Court, and what I'd like to see come out of it is the Supreme Court to be like, when you're an adult, you're an adult. No exceptions. None at all. You either are or are not. No gray line, no... Because right now the adult line kind of looks like this. Like, you got 18 right here, and this is when you're an adult. That's ridiculous. It's, in my opinion, unconstitutional. I don't think there's actually a constitutional amendment that says when you're an adult. I'll have to go and check. Either which way, I think that's a terrible way to do laws. Like, just randomly flip-flop when you are or are not an adult. It needs to be clear and cut. So, if either of these go anywhere, and I believe the 18 to 20-year-old from Texas thing will actually go somewhere, it's just another chip out of the ATF. And the reason they're getting attacked so hard right now and getting just pummeled, and they really are, whether or not you want to believe it, I know there's a whole bunch of fuzz that are like, oh, that'll never happen. But no, it's true. We're winning over and over and over again. It's because they pushed too far too fast. I think they got some bad leadership in there that made some bad decisions that made people that don't even care about guns right now be like, that's messed up. And they don't care about guns. To have somebody that doesn't care about guns to be like, that's messed up, you know they messed up bad. What they should have did was had a FUD, the head of the ATF. They would have been able to continue on, and maybe 50, 100 years from now, they would have achieved their ultimate goal of having a disarmed America, except for musket rifles. But they didn't. They tried to push too far, too fast. I think the bump stock was the start of it, and then it just snowballed from there. But if they would have had a FUD in there to be like, I am a strong supporter of the Second Amendment, you can have any gun you want, except for ones that are too dangerous. And then slowly expanded the definition of what's too dangerous generation after generation, and they would have ultimately reached their goal. But right now, it's not looking so good for them. And remember, if the NFA and GCA fall, they will fall along with it. So, that's my theory behind it. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm assuming that's why they keep getting smashed on every single front. It's really awesome that Texas is pushing this forward. Whether that was a tactical strategy or not, I think either way it's a win for us. And I believe that would set a line of an adult. A clear, defined line. At this point, you're an adult. Anyway, sorry I kind of went on the adult rant there, but that's something I truly believe in. I think it's ridiculous how we have it right now. Anywho, if you'd like to help support the channel, got my Patreon right there. Also, some affiliate links in the description down below. Just by clicking on those particular links, even if you don't buy what that particular link is for, just clicking on it and doing the Amazon shopping you were already going to do anyway. And a little kickback for it because you came there off my channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.